Welcome to Francamente International, friends. We are here today doing something totally different. We are here in Hairy Mosquito in Milaca, Minnesota. And I'm here with Dave. Dave is the owner of Hairy Mosquito. We're going to learn more about this wonderful place. Dave, welcome to Francamente International. Thank you for the opportunity. So, Hairy Mosquito, can you tell me a little bit more about Hairy Mosquito?
Well, it's a quirky little place that's, you've seen it. We've got 6 buildings full of a variety of antiques. They're handmade or vintage antique collectibles, a variety of that. We also buy out large estates, so we get a variety of household goods too thrown in the mix. We have different vendors that do handcrafted arts and crafts. The blacksmith, the carpenters building the wood, barnwood furniture, barnwood sheds. The blacksmith does a variety of ironworks.
All done in here in the premises.
That's all done here on the premises.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you come in the wintertime when it's there's not a lot of activity in the wintertime. Now, a week and a half from now, we have an event in the back room. We fire up the wood stove and a bunch of people show up.
We missed that event then.
But this is when you're here. So
yeah, this is when we're here at
now.
20 degrees in Hairy Mosquito. Dave, how do you come up with the idea to put this beautiful place together?
Well, I just originally started I started out 25 years ago as a pawnbroker, buying and selling stuff. But I like to buy the weird and the unique, quirky items, as you've seen some of them here. And it just starts accumulating, and I like to. I'm one that never throws anything away, so you keep piles of junk laying around, and then when you want to make something weird and quirky, you use what you have available, and that's kind of what a lot of the crafters here do. They repurpose a lot of old barnwood and old antique items and just miscellaneous.
How do you come out with the name, Hairy Mosquito?
Well, we were sitting around one night playing guitar, trying to come up with a name for the place. We wanted something that said Minnesota and something that was unique and people would remember. There might have been a couple of cocktails involved that night. We came up with Hairy Mosquito. Everybody remembers it. Hairy Mosquito Trading Company just lets people know we buy and sell and trade, and that's kind of what we do. Our purpose here really isn't stated with what it is. We carry a little bit of different stuff. Our mission here is to not only buy and sell stuff and have unique items. We have the ice cream store here too. And we have events, and the purpose of the events is to allow a place for local artists and crafters, a place to gain some recognition. The artists come together and share ideas.
This is for kids also to learn about history and about
yes, a lot of our
antiques.
events involve classes and workshops too. You can come here and learn how to make an arrowhead out of stone. Twice a year we have a nap-in. You can come here and learn and take classes with the blacksmith, pottery classes, glass blowing classes, learn some carpentry skills. Quite a variety of classes and workshops go on.
And all of this take place during the summer, or
most of the events happen during the summer. About every month, every 3 or 4 weeks, we have an event in the summer of a different variety. Some are artisan festival. The Nap-In and Rendezvous was on. The woodworking show. We have, of course, we have a car and bike show too.
I love you. Show us the camera a little bit about this. What is it?
You want to see? This is a red fox. And one of our artists put together these hats, and he makes choppers and different items out of them. Well, Brenda, let's. I guess I can show you some examples around the place and show you what some of the items that we have here. And
I would love
things
to.
That are built here. This is an example, Brenda, of some of the barnwood items that we build. We build outhouse buildings. Sometimes outhouses, sometimes just garden sheds more often. Come around this side, see inside. All the carpenters put together on this one, hand-built latch and framed the door. And this one is, well, you guys got a little funny, put a sign in there, no dumping, but If you want to make this a usable outhouse, you cut a hole in that and cut a hole in the floor. If you don't want to use it for an outhouse, that's removable, and the vent pipe is removable, and you can use it for a garden shed.
Kind of unique.
A lot of these are sold for a garden shed. Well, this is made out of old car parts and a propane tank for a body. Not sure exactly all the old drill bit.
And the antennas?
And some antennas out of a vehicle.
And the wings?
Very creatively put together. The wings are just expanded metal with some rebar. This is what they call a cupola off the top of an old barn. This was for a ventilation, designed for a ventilation system in the old barns, natural ventilation. Some of the items we get around here. This is just a handmade cannon somebody put together. Got creative one day. This is a little bit of God's art that we decided to put up here. We have another welding artist from Missouri that makes these bottle trees. He makes a lot of other.
That's nice.
More statues. Another welding artist that cuts out designs out of flat steel. One of our other favorites up here is a local welding artist who put this together for our biker friends.
What is this made of?
Which is made out of old engine parts and scrap iron pieces, and just kind of in old wrenches. And that guy.
The artist is from Minneapolis?
No, this artist is from the local back country here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where he resides at, but he's got several. The old car back there, the Ford, that he's designed that too. Same guy.
It's amazing.
Metal cut out to the birds is the same guy from Missouri.
Same artist.
Same artist that did the bottle trees. Another car from the metal artist that did the motorcycle.
This is oh, look at this. Wow.
And then we've got a guy that's local that just moved into Zimmerman down there.
This is a local artist? Oh.
And when it's not frozen to the ground, you can actually rock on this, but it's a little frozen down to the ground.
And what is this made of? Cans or something?
This is just an old steel barrel and some iron pieces, some square stock, flat stock, and he kind of forms the legs and the hose. And we've got a larger one over there. It actually has a saddle on it.
Oh,
if you want to try that out,
see
Brenda.
that, yeah. We will. And who this baby belong to for sale?
Oh, this is a gentleman from Wisconsin. We're trying to help him sell his old.
And he wants how much? 2,000?
Yes, 2,000.
Oh, it looks in great shape. That's beautiful.
He had it here, driving around the yard. Another creation. Here stand. It goes up. Gentleman made this out of old forklift parts.
That is amazing.
Quite a bit further.
How big is this property?
Oh, we've got a little over 100 acres here, so we've got room to grow.
And what do we have here?
This is another garden shed. They're nice for storing your lawnmowers and garden tools. Handmade latches again and doors. We take old barn beams and we turn them upside down and we make the frame for the roof.
Right.
And
oh, it's lovely. Let's go inside here.
Got a little loft up there with the window put in.
You can live here in this little house. Wow.
Our carpenter, we call it Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. Listen, you have a lot of mics down here.
Yeah, we've got, during the summertime we have more stuff out here. We've got an old windmill laying there that we're going to be putting together come springtime when it's warmer out.
When it's warmer.
Climb on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can play cameraman. You climb
on
there.
Really? Okay.
This one might not be closed down. Oh yeah. There we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you
Do you
get
know
on
how to
this-
get on a horse?
from this side or the other side?
The other side.
Oh, the other side.
Yeah, always get on a horse on the left
From
side.
the left side, okay.
Yeah. And that saddle is bolted down so it's safe. It won't
I
tip
see.
over.
Okay.
Go ahead and
Oh man, this is cool.
yeah.
Hey.
Now you rock
You
back
got
and forth.
me right.
When it's on a flat spot and not sunk into the ground, that will rock back and forth. Yeah.
Awesome. It's great, fabulous. All of this for sale.
That's for sale. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome.
She spends a lot of time on
This is created by the same artist that we
it.
just saw the motorcycle.
No, that's a different artist now. This is the guy that did the other rocking horse.
Ah, the rocking chair.
Yeah.
What we have here.
Yeah, that's more of an aluminum sculpture, or casted aluminum. Oh yeah.
What's with this bus?
We add more every year.
Uh-huh.
This is just our idea of another storage shed.
Another school bus.
Sometimes when we get vendors here, they'll set up inside it.
Uh-huh.
This is an old school bus. It was somebody that converted it into a motorhome.
Oh, a motorhome. This is the sink. And
it does hook up with heat and water and electric. Some of this stuff, well, no, most of this stuff is ours for sale. And we get vendors that will sometimes set up in here when the weather is bad.
that is so amazing. How do you come out with this idea of creating this bus like this?
Well, this was one that I found when a guy called me to help him clean out his barn. And he had this packed full of stuff and he needed to get it out of his yard. He'd had it there for quite a few years.
And see, they have cabinets. Here we go.
This is fully complete with a stove and refrigerator, sink.
So it's a
water.
home. It's like a mobile home.
And it's a mobile home. 1971 Blue Bus custom motorhome.
Awesome.
Oh no, it's 1972. No, 1970 it says it was made.
Uh-huh. Quite some time ago. That is unique.
Another car that welding artist that did the motorcycle did that. Gas station collection stuff that we have here.
Wow.
Just got in some old gas pumps that need to be fixed up a little bit. We'll be piecing those back together here in the next few weeks.
And what do you do after you fix them?
Now we fix them up and we use them for yard. A lot of people collect them. Some people just like to set them just like they are in front of the garage.
And these are oil cans.
Old oil cans, variety of cans in here, all the way from the early 1900s all the way up through the 70s and 80s. And old street signs. And of course it's not perfectly organized.
Right, but it's, oh, here we have some more.
It's a work in progress. Everything's always a work in progress. It's fun because older folks come through and they see a lot of stuff from their childhood. And the kids come through and see stuff they've never seen before.
Right, absolutely. It's not. Is this made of wood?
Yeah, that's made out of old. These are actually beams off of an old buggy. The front end of an old buggy, and this is a old crossbar for horse-drawn carriage type of stuff. And then they just piece that stuff together.
Look at that old Pepsi sign.
I like old signs.
Oh, did that car belong to the family or anybody?
I bought that out of a barn about 10 years ago, and it was all in pieces. We had a guy down the road put it all back together, got it running, and threw some fur over the seats. And, this is just shop space where the guys work on building. They got a table that's finished in there, I guess. But, I don't know if you want to walk through there or not.
Yeah,
this is our bandstand.
That's amazing.
We still haven't finished the front of it. We're gonna finish. We still got. This is a stage for the musicians. Yep. When we have events up here, we have a lot of musicians come from all over the area here to play in the bandstand.
What is this made of?
This is
So-
the same guy that made the motorcycle.
Yeah. He's so talented.
He gets creative, that's for sure.
He's very creative. Look at that. Wow. And this is the stage.
This is, yeah, you gotta come up on the base. Custom microphone stand.
Yeah. Oh.
Made out of an old shotgun.
It's amazing. That's cute.
This old table, Magic Mike put together with a spool out of an old mill. That's an old spool wheel off a mill, and old barn beams for the chairs.
Yeah.
Of course, we always gotta have some
You have to have your own piano. Yeah. Probably this piano is the newest item you have in the whole store.
Yeah, could be. I don't know how it sounds at 20 degrees, but and I can't play that. I can play guitar. I can't play the piano.
Oh, this is another guitar player.
This bandstand is actually set up at the angle so the prevailing winds come from the west usually. You're protected from the wind and the sound carries through this yard down the deck. We're putting another deck on here, and those decks actually act as sound tubes, so it carries the sound all the way through the yard.
Oh, it's amazing. Very creative.
Of course, in the summertime we call it our hillbilly kitchen.
This is a
Randy Beach, the guy that was the older guy that was inside, his last name is Beach.
Oh.
And he likes to cook out here in the summertime, so we call it Some Beach's Hillbilly Cafe. He's a hillbilly from Missouri. So.
Okay, got you. Oh.
Getting the wintertime view, of course. Some of this is all packed and shoved up there, and some of it's wrapped up so you can't see the
You can't see it right.
riding horse, mechanical horse over here. It's all wrapped up for the winter, though.
Yeah. So we want to visit Mike.
Yeah, let's go see Iron Mike.
See Iron Mike, see what he's doing. Hello, Mike. How are you? Oh, this is some of the uniqueness that Michael made. Oh. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm warm.
You
Finally.
warm me here. This feels better. Oh, wow.
About 2,000 degrees right now.
Yes. So what do you do, Michael?
I'm making some hooks right now, similar to what's on the wall here. You can see a few that I've done in the past. Here's an S-hook style for hanging a plant, or they use these for hanging over campfires. They make fire pokers and this sort of thing. They make towel racks. Anything custom ordered that people want, I do.
You do all custom orders.
There's a Hairy Mosquito.
Right.
And there's a sconce for putting flowers or candles in.
Well, that's a
Doorknobs.
beautiful rose. That is very nice.
We make a lot of axes and knives. We do a lot of this, and I teach classes in blacksmithing. One of the classes we teach is how to make a knife or an axe like this. And we start out with a raw block of steel. I don't know if we've got my handy here. Just brought my stuff in here. Start with something like that,
That's for an axe.
and we'll make that.
Oh, so that's how it is
When I
before.
start, yeah.
How long does it take you to make something like that? an axe?
When I teach the classes run about 6 hours, and then they go home with a finished axe like this when they're done. For me, the fastest I've ever done one in a primitive show, I do a lot of fur trade rendezvous shows. Primitive is on coal forge with all hand tools. So from this to this, walking out the door finished and sold was the fastest I ever did. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes. But in the classes, they run about 6 hours. When I make them now, they take me generally around 3 hours to make one.
Are you recreating anything from like 1800s?
Right now, I'm kind of open the time frame because we take modern stuff and other projects too. And when I do recreative work, we do 1840 or earlier fur trade. And a lot of my stuff is rustic in that fashion because a lot of my customer base for the last 20 years has been in that field. We've traveled around and did fur trade shows. We do about 20 a year.
do
wife
about
and I,
20 shows a year.
my wife and I were doing that. Now that we opened this storefront, Dave has rented me this space. This will be a permanent shop, and I'll be up here a couple times a week, and then we'll start doing classes out front now that we built this front section last week. We just finished the front. And I'm cutting down on the show travel now because we're going to do more of this. Whenever there's an event here, I'm here full time. And we stay for 3-4 days at a time, sometimes a week. Sometimes you can't get rid of me.
So maybe you also teach the children on how to do
The
this?
youngest I teach has been 10 years old. The oldest person I've ever had was 69, and he was a retired blacksmith, and he came in and wanted to do an axe with me, so we did a class. But yeah, we try to teach it to people that have never done it before and keep it alive. I've had as many as 100 students take a class in the winter. Over the years, I've been doing it for about 12 or 13 years, and then I had a buddy that I worked with for quite a few years, and we built custom muzzle loaders and rifles and swords and axes and that sort of stuff together.
How you got into this?
I met my friend about 20 years ago. I'm a tool maker by trade and a machinist. I worked for the University of Minnesota for several years, and I did surgical medical prototype and all kinds of experimental devices. And I ran into this fellow that was doing the gun building, and I was interested and found out he only lived 3 miles from me. So I went and met him, and about a month later we started doing shows together, and we've been best friends for 20 years now. And he still does this type of work and builds custom guns out of South Dakota. And I took over this end of it when he moved out of state, and I kept doing it up here. But I just mostly self-taught and from watching other blacksmiths and reading a lot. I do a lot of book reading.
So you have a shop where people can buy it?
I'm just now setting up a website, or they can contact me through the Hairy Mosquito.
You have a website?
We're just putting it together, so it isn't really up and running yet. But we're building a website now, and I do custom order work for different stuff. And then whenever I have stock, anything that's available.
Tell me about this fire, Mike. How hot does it has to be for you to be working? What are you making right now?
Well, I just put some iron in. So you'd have something to see when you came over, but I'm just going to make some points on them, make some hooks, or just demonstrate some small stuff here. But I'm running at about 2,000 degrees right now.
2,000?
A little less, and it's a propane forge, so it's commercial built forge, but I converted this one. I actually took and put these holes in this one, put this door on that wasn't there before. This is a farrier's forge for doing
That's
horseshoes.
very red why you're showing it.
Now I've got a big piece of iron in there that I heated up. And that one, what I was going to do with that is warm up my water. I got a frozen bucket of water here, so I want to thaw up my water for the day. So I just heat a piece of iron and submerge it, and that'll heat the water and it'll melt my ice for me. This is raw iron, so it won't get hard. It'll just put the heat into the water. So if you wanted to boil some water, you could boil it pretty good with the hot iron in it. And in the old days, they did that quite often.
I think that's how he also cooks his lunch.
Yeah, right. I know, I can hear you. You can make a nice steak in there.
This is what they call a boiling iron. They would have used something like this years ago in a campfire. And they throw that in a campfire, and it would get orange like that. In the morning, if they didn't have fire going, they could pull this out. It would still be hot. They could put this in their soup, their coffee, or their beverage to warm it. Then they'd pack it up and go.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this opportunity to learn a little bit more about you.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you. We see you later, Mike.
Yep, goodbye.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Kind of unique, huh? It feels good in my hands got warm.
Yeah, that feels good. It's more fun in the summertime when you've got the carpenters
Yeah.
outside building.
Oh,
Out there, and sometimes I'll be out carpentering with the chainsaw.
What's with this green guy here?
Left floor. That's another aluminum sculpture, hand painted.
All right. Oh, look at that. Tell us about the old telephone booth.
The old telephone booth. Well, that's Superman's changing clothes, or changing room for change. That's Superman's changing room.
So you can't no longer find them, right?
They're pretty hard to find nowadays. Most of them get scrapped out for the aluminum.
Are you selling
And
this one?
nope, this one we're not going to sell. We had one here prior that we sold, and this one we're actually going to hook up in the summertime. We'll hook it up so you can make a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call me.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
call you from the
And we
phone.
had the ice cream, and there's so much going on. So this is the entrance of Hairy Mosquito, where you can find all treasures.
We can go in and look at the boutique. One of our vendors puts together some boutique stuff.
All right.
In this
Yeah.
building here.
This is a boutique.
Yeah, she just got started here, and she's just getting going. She's got the heat on in here.
Oh, okay.
And she makes a lot of gift items, diaper wreaths for baby showers,
lovely.
wedding gifts, gift baskets. And she's not here today either.
She's
but
not here today. This is new. This is a new addition to.
This is a new addition. She just started here this year, and she does hand painted signs
This sign's here.
and gift items. Yeah. Yeah, instead of man cave, she went pink with it and went babe cave.
Yeah. Oh, this is very nice.
It smells like paint in here. She must have been in here painting signs recently.
Oh, this is so unique. What is it? That is so nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Here we have a lot of crystals, antiques.
Yeah, she likes a little bit of the antiques and a lot of the handmade stuff, similar to what we do here too.
These are irons, okay, electric
Yeah.
irons?
Yeah, some of those are electric and some, well, I think most of these were made for sitting on top of the wood stove. This is an electric one here. Yeah, these are electric ones here. The older ones than that are meant for sitting on the wood stove.
Right. Oh, so unique. I do like the plate. This is for sale.
What's that?
This is for sale. This plate.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
it made
yeah.
of?
And I'm
Okay.
not sure what that one's made of. It's
Oh, can I buy
pretty
it?
unique, sure.
How much you say?
She's got $10 on it.
Okay. Let me take that one. I love it.
Okay.
As soon as I saw that,
I'll bring it in then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's pretty neat.
it's kind of unique.
It's got care instructions
Yeah.
on the backside. So.
Oh, this is so nice. Very nice.
I'm not sure if that was
Look like
made
an
that
old
way
baby
originally.
carriage. Yeah. Isn't that unique? Wow.
Antique wicker cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. The purpose was for that.
Right. All right. Good.
Time we open till 6. In the wintertime we open till 5.
And this is the old Coke machine.
Yeah, that's an old Coke machine from the 50s.
Can't find this anymore.
Maybe 60s. I think that
Yeah.
was probably from the 60s, early 70s.
Let's see.
Usually a little longer icicles. The icicles are free.
Uh-huh.
Oh, awesome.
And who do we have in here? Denise?
Denise.
Hi, Denise. How are you?
Good, how are you today?
So what do you do here, Denise?
Pardon me?
What do you do here?
I watch the shop. I take
You are
in
the
merchandise.
deli lady, rather.
Yes, scoop ice cream.
Oh.
She used to work, but Denise should probably show you some of her pottery. She's a potter.
Oh, she's a part.
Yeah.
You've been a potter.
There's so
for
many
how many years?
talented people here around this area. My goodness, I have learned so much today.
She does a lot of the pottery over here.
Oh, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, this is what you made. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit more about this.
Well, my husband and I have worked together for 35 years this month. And my husband is the potter, and I put the animals on the pottery.
You are an artist.
Yes.
Oh, nice. It's beautiful.
And the process is called slip trailing. I use a syringe and I put it on almost like cake decorating. I draw
That's
it on freehand.
to put the decoration of the art.
Yeah.
And then what do? You burn it, or tell me more about
Then we fire it. It's been fired once when I decorate it, and then we fire it again, called the glaze firing. My husband does that, and then it's ready to eat or drink out of. It's food safe, dishwasher, everything like that.
Oh, you can put it in the dishwasher.
Yep.
It would not break.
Nope. This is the way dinnerware used to be made.
Nice. How long does it take you then to do this art?
The old line is about 30 minutes and 30 years.
On this rooster.
Oh, like the art on the rooster? That would take about 5 minutes.
Oh, you will do it in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
But I've done thousands, so I go fast at it.
Yeah. Oh, that is so unique. And what are these tops to things or what?
Okay, this is our resident carver, Doc, Robert Doc Watson. And he makes, these are wine stoppers, hand carved, all hand carved. Some are made out of wood, some are deer antler. And that has an eye in it.
Ooh.
Doc is a very talented guy. You gotta see this. Doc has made a Harley Davidson motorcycle carved out of pipestone. Are you familiar?
That's in a stone? No, I'm not familiar with it.
Pipestone only comes from Minnesota. It comes from out in the western part of the state. And when the natives used to live here and not us, pipestone, that was the only place they couldn't fight or argue because all the tribes came to get pipestone there. It's a carvable stone.
I see.
Pipestone, Minnesota is a sacred location for the...
It's a sacred location.
Yep.
I see. The color is natural?
Yes, that's the color of the stone when it comes out of the ground.
Beautiful.
And the detail on that, when you think about how he had to do that, is just amazing.
It's amazing detail. It's amazing. I wouldn't know where to start from.
That's a picture of Doc up there with Dave
Oh,
at one of our events. And you can see that they are characters that come
Yeah.
here and sell their stuff.
He come down here for our car bike show.
Whoa. Nice. I know I'll be here in the summer for sure. It
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of stuff going on.
The doc that does these carvings, he did this, and I don't know if you can get that on camera.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's the cabin.
This is a cabin, and this is made of rock.
That's out of antler.
Antler.
That's a moose.
Oh, look at
And he's got
that.
lots of detail. Even the canoe is on the back of the cabin.
Yeah.
The chimney. He's a talented.
Very talented. Denise, thank you so much for showing us.
You're welcome. Thanks for stopping.
We go back outside.
Uh-huh.
We got the old fun mirror from old funhouse mirror from
Yeah,
a glass
Laura
company
glass.
that was local.
It's a very different type of glass.
We have our little candy shop.
This is the candy shop?
Yeah.
Oh.
A variety of different old type candies. Some newer, some older.
And you have different containers, vintage cookie jars. Huh?
Yeah, these were made back in, I believe, in the 50s. Yeah, 50s era. Old horses and Aunt Jemima and their,
Yeah, this is Aunt Jemima, right? Oh.
McCormick
Yes.
brand and some other brands and some even some reproductions that were made in the 70s and 80s are pretty valuable nowadays too.
This is a great candy store. So you can find all sorts of candies in here.
And in the summertime we have a little bit more candy in here, and
It gets busy.
we'll get my mom. We'll make some handmade candies. She makes little mints and caramel. Bring more of that in the store in the summer. And Dad makes homemade ice cream.
And is this the register? That is so unique.
Go back in here, and then we have lots of different furs and hides and I told you about our nap-ins that we have here. With lots of flint nappers come from all over the Midwest. I'll get on that back here. Some of the flint nappers are some of the guys that have helped me start creating this in the first place. For longer than the store has even been here, we've been having nap-ins, and the flint nappers come from all over the Midwest and create pretty extravagant arrowheads, stone knives, spear points, all from rock.
I see.
They all show up here, and we set up in the back room and fire up the wood stove in the wintertime, and we sit and make chip
And
away
carve it.
arrowheads and stone knives, stone tools.
That is so unique collection over here. What kind of stones are those?
Most of these are all different types of either agate, chert, or flint, and some obsidian, which is volcanic glass. This is a type of flint and the types of chert, and some agate. Randy Beach that you met, the musician that we have here, he's a well-known artist that does a lot of the real extravagant work with the agates, different types of agate material. And we have, I think all of these here are from Jim Redfern, is pretty nationally known.
Amazing.
Flint napper also.
How long does it take to make an arrowhead, right?
Well, a good flint napper can make an arrowhead, a small arrowhead. I can make an arrowhead in about 20-30 minutes if I have everything prepped and the proper tools. Of course, it takes you about 10 years to get to that point.
Yeah. Once you get the experience.
It depends on how much time you put into it and how much time you're willing to learn, really.
Right.
A new-coming flint napper can come here to a class and actually sit and never have done it before, and by the end of the class have an arrowhead that they made.
Oh, there is a mosquito. What is it? Between is a cross mosquito and something? Ooh.
That was a different form of a hairy mosquito. Everybody has their own vision of the hairy mosquito, and before we're done here, Brenda, I will tell you the legend of the hairy mosquito.
All right.
We have quite a variety of not just vintage and antique stuff, but artifacts also. Some old artifacts you'll see throughout the place. These are old axes that were found in fields locally around here. Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota area, regional area.
So very historical.
Oh yeah, some of those are thousands of years old. This is traditionally fired pottery around a campfire.
Yeah.
You build a fire and then cover it. This is a gentleman in Missouri that does this traditionally. The smoke spots, that's all naturally occurring when they fire the pottery around the fire. That gives it that smoke coloring on it. It's not painted. None of that is painted.
It's all natural.
It's all natural clay and the smoke from the fire that does that. Right here we have a local guy, Buck Stearns, that does a lot of the beadwork. Majority of this work in here, or at least half of it in here, is Buck Stearns, the knife sheaths that are there. He's the one that has the amazing war shirt that's up on the front. It takes him about 6 months to make one of those.
That is so detailed. Nice colors.
He is one of the finest beadworking artists in
yes,
the
I
area.
can see that. And what is this jackets here?
These are old buckskin made jackets and shirts. Those are shirts, and that's a jacket there, made from tanned leather, and with some of them have a little bit of beadwork on them.
And this is perfect for the winter, right? It's very warm. Keep you warm.
Very cuts. Yeah, it's make a great windbreaker.
Yeah.
They're not real insulating unless you put a liner in them. But that elk skin jacket that I have is very warm.
Right. And what do we have in here?
Here we have more flint knapped blades and knives. There's a couple pieces in there I see from Dale Cannon, as a well-known flint knapper, and I think Joel Osmond has a couple pieces in here, as a well-known flint knapper also. Steel knives, and then some vintage pieces.
So who is Hairy and Mosquito?
Well, this guy sat in another local business about 20 miles south of here. Has been in there for probably the last 25 or 30 years. And it was an old friend of
What are
mine.
his hands? His hands are made of what?
His hands are made of, well, they're like a plastic, I
It's
suppose,
real.
or ceramic, maybe. Well, if we get him going, he's actually mechanized, so he moves and his eyes move. We don't have him up and running right now, but
Oh, it's electric.
yeah, he will move his arm moves up and down, his head turns, his eyes. This is an older mechanized mannequin, probably from the late 70s, early 80s. The back room here is where we have here coming up in about a week and a half. We'll clear a lot of this stuff out, and we'll have
What are you doing with all the stuff?
a lot of. Well, we'll put some of it in trailer storage for the weekend, and we'll clear out the center of this, and we'll fire up a big wood stove in the back corner. The weekend after next, we'll have a lot of our main vendors that come to our very supporting artists that have been here and commonly come to our events. Like Mike Hoffman will be here, all our regulars, Doc, the one that does the little carvings,
Right.
The glass blower that shows up here pretty much for every.
I don't think we have
One.
met him, but the glass blower, I don't think we have.
No, I don't think you've met her.
You have a lot of unique things here. Oh, look at the stove. This stove is from the 1930s. It
Yeah.
still work?
Yeah, it still works. Everything works good on that one. A lot of the stuff comes and goes here. We buy it out estates, and it gets piled up, and it's kind of thins down by the, every few weeks it come and go.
I was looking, is this a camel here?
Yeah, that's a chainsaw carving. The camel. There's a pair of them here somewhere. Yeah, there's the other. There's two of them.
There's two camels on there, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some. Those aren't. That's not my work, but I get some chainsaw carving done here too when I have time.
Right. It's been a unique hour working with you here. Wonderful experience. I have seen so much vintage things that you don't see it anymore, anywhere.
It's been fun to have you here, Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and I hope we can get back here in the summer and maybe do the concert, the music, the food, and a little do a
that would
total
be the best time to
festival.
come back here when we have a lot. A lot more going on here in summertime.
Right.
I don't know if it's been too cold for you, but we can get you set you up with some ice cream then for you.
Oh, wow. No, it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. And here we have Michael
Yeah,
again
you're
with
right.
us. Well, we're finishing this program right here. It's been a wonderful experience, Dave. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and looking forward to seeing you
Good to
again
have you.
in a warmer climate, right? And Michael, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity of showing us all this blacksmith that you do.
We'll come back in the summer and we'll have a lot more fun when it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Throw the axes too.
Oh wow, looking forward to that.
Yeah. we
Thank
gotta
you.
get her throwing some top
Yeah.
knives.
Yeah.
Well, friends, we conclude Francamente International. Until next time, hopefully from Hairy Mosquito. Ciao.